Hi guys. I was just feeding them their last meal of the day, and I noticed down there, maybe not as clear to you, but there's a couple of scales. There's a couple of scales at the bottom there. And they're big white scales. There's one there. I don't know where the other one went now. But it just happened. There were two there. I don't know where the other one went now. They do happen occasionally. And what I do when I see scales at the bottom, I look for some injuries in the fish and look at them one by one to see if there's any scales that are missing from them. Oh, there's one. See, somebody's playing with the scale. I think it's in Carla's mouth. Somebody just, I think she's playing with it. Maybe she'll spit it out. Crazy koi. And I think she's the one that's missing a scale. See, there's a couple of bare spots on her left side. This lady's been suffering from this hikui here for a long time, and I see that there's some tissues hanging on her left side. See that? She must have got startled and bumped her left side on something. I'll see if she can come over here for a better view. So I noticed right away because I just checked these guys in the morning and they were all fine. Here she comes. See this on her left side there. There she goes again, looking for the other scale. First I know it's a big scale, so, and Carla's got big scales. So what we're gonna do now is retrieve that scale there by vacuuming it out of the pond. So I guess that's one advantage of not having a bottom drain, is that you can easily see that there's something wrong, or quickly see that there's something wrong, because you find scales here and there. Sometimes you find a tooth. And I was saying earlier on my previous videos that with my ammonia spike, I noticed, which is gone now, I hope. Well, the last I checked anyway, that Kobi here has got a split fin. You see that? Not as much of a split, but it's more like a piece of it is missing. Well, maybe it's more what you consider a tear. See that? So we're gonna go ahead and vacuum up that scale there and put it under the microscope. So we're just gonna turn on this vacuum here and suck up the scales. So here are the two scales. We'll put it in the microscope, and it looks pretty dry. There's hardly any mucus on it. I think they've been chewing on it and sucking up the mucus out of it. So I don't know how good that will be under the microscope, but we'll count the number of rings on it. The number of rings on it is pretty interesting because apparently it correlates, like the number of rings that you can see on it correlates to how old they are. So if you see like 10 rings around the scales, that means they are 10 years old. So I just got focused on the center of the scale here. See, that's the most inner of the rings, I guess. And I don't know if that's veins or like blood vessels that supply the scale tissue, but we'll start counting the rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, maybe 8. I found 8 rings, so that's about right. She's about 8 years old. I've done this once before, and I think it's fairly accurate. I think what you do is, like, if you see some light spots like these are rings. So that's a ring for sure right there, where the arrow is. Two, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we just need a fresh scale. And like the tissue we got to look at earlier. I don't see any moving on the scale. But like I said, the fish have sucked this dry. Probably including any of the parasites that if they were on here, they would have sucked it out already. It's an orange pigment. It's Wednesday morning, it's 7 o'clock. And you see the koi there. They are hovering around the feeding area. Since I changed the feeding area to that feeding hole just right above there, see, that's where they are gathering. Before I used to open the pond and roll the covers, and they used to hang around this area here looking for food. But now they tend to gather in this area. They're waiting for their breakfast. So guys, it's Thursday and temperature's 18.6 inside the pond. That's the pond water temperature. And today we're gonna feed the koi their usual rice and shrimps. I have this, we're gonna feed them through that hole at the top here. And that hole is pretty small, so it makes a bit of a mess if I use my hand to kind of rally the rice and the shrimp through that small hole. So what I do is just spoon it inside that hole there so that it doesn't get stuck all around the side. And what that does also is kind of slow down their feed, so they don't there's not a rush of food going into the pond. And what's nice about where that hole is located is that if I were to like feed them in their used to be their usual spot here, rice and stuff ends up being lost around here. And what I don't want that rice and shrimp to get stuck on is see at the bottom here, I'm gonna use this spoon here to point, is that I have this preformed 300-gallon pond that I stuck at the bottom of the pond there. This is in front of the liner, which makes it have a nice smooth surface at the bottom of the pond. But what the problem is that between the liner here, see the liner there, and the preformed pond, there's a space in between there that food and sinking stuff gets stuck in between there, and there's no way for me to clean behind the preformed pond and the liner. So anything that gets stuck in there, and you've seen this in some of my underwater videos, if anything gets stuck in between there, it'll just deteriorate in there and get all rotten and stuff, and don't really want that. And then it'll cause nitrite and ammonia issues, or the possibility anyways. And what I've done in the past is that on top of the preformed pond here, I put blocks on top of there so that it kind of covers the hole. But yeah, I don't want any food being stuck in between there. Then it'll have to be the nature that would have to like digest that stuff, and it won't digest too fast. But I'm sure it'll do. But I don't want any food to be stuck in between there. So the skimmer is working okay. And I know when the skimmer is working okay, because you see the ripples here. See that? That means there's a good flow going through that skimmer. Just explain what happens to the water flow that's going into the skimmer. If I can use my spoon again as a pointer, the water goes through here and it goes through this flexi pipe here, right there, and then all along, and then it goes down to my pressure filters in my basement. If this happens that it gets clogged, let's say I go on vacation for a week, 2, and that skimmer doesn't get vacuumed out, the flow will slow down, and depending on how much algae, it'll slow down quite a bit after, let's say, a week. And the flow will continue to happen, because in between here there's space for water to come through, but the pump will work hard to pull that water. But somewhere distant to this pipe, I put in some pilot holes. They're about 10 millimeter, 12 millimeter in size. So that's sort of like an emergency suction for water to go through, so that the pond, so that the pump doesn't get starved of water. So it works pretty good, even though you can leave the system alone for a long time without starving the pump. But anyways, we'll go ahead and feed the pond, and through that small hole. I'll leave the camera here so you guys can watch the fish feed. And I'll show you guys an aerial view. I'll show you guys an aerial view from my second floor bedroom to see what I go through to feed these guys. I'm gonna put on this hat because I don't want you guys to see this bald spot here. So I'm gonna wear this Canada hat. There you go. And one time I'll put on my England cap for you. Anyways, we'll go and feed the koi. Hi guys, look what we have today. Boiled peanuts. This is what we're gonna feed the koi today. Today's Friday, and it's mostly sunny, but there's some big clouds passing through the sky. Peanuts are one of my favorite snacks, and they're supposed to be really good for you. It's a lot of protein in it, but I think it's mostly carbohydrates. And it's supposed to be there's supposed to be lots of antioxidants in it. This one's good, and I don't see any reasons why they'd be bad for koi. I think it's got the same consistency as chestnuts, maybe a little bit harder. So, like, I fed chestnuts to the koi before, and they like it. So, I don't see any reason why they would not like peanuts. So, we'll try it. So we're gonna go ahead and feed the koi some peanuts. Just give me a minute, and hopefully we'll get to feed them before I finish it all. You can tell I'm hungry. I haven't had lunch yet. I swear I can finish this all. And these ones are pretty big too. This is what they look like inside. Okay. Let's go. Hey kids! I got a treat for you. Look what I have. Peanuts. Let's see who gets it first. Oh, chemistry. I think she likes it. Next. Oh, it sinks too. Chemistry again. Oh my gosh, she's so quick. I think she's the fastest swimmer in this bunch. Oh, excuse me, I burped. Too much peanut. Yeah, I think they like it. Carla's doing okay after she's lost those couple of scales there. The next day I didn't see any more scales. They tend to be certain koi that lose their scales more. I think Carla there, she's high maintenance. She lose scales quite easily. I think maybe once or twice a year. But I don't know. I hardly see her flash, and sometimes I think that if she gets some sort of parasites on her scale or her skin, she at will, maybe she dislodges the scales without even flashing. I don't know if that's possible. Sometimes you wonder because, yeah, she does. I hardly see her flash. And sometimes I wonder if certain toys aren't kind of made to flash. In order to get rid of parasites, sometimes I think they just dislodges their scale. No, dislodges it at will. Because Kobi there, she knows how to flash, so maybe he knows how to get rid of the scale by flashing. And also Dalphine there, she's very good at flashing, and I hardly see her lose any scales. So it's either, maybe, I'm just thinking, a couple of ways to get rid of parasites on your skin. Of course, you flash, and then there are times where you just like let go of the skin. Oh, wait a minute. I just noticed too that Kobi there got a bit of a fin rot. This fin here is a bit red. I have to keep an eye on that. Water quality these days hasn't been that good. Like in my previous video, I'm getting these ammonia spikes. Perhaps I'm feeding them too much pellets. I don't know whether I should cut back or continue on. This is the year that I've never sort of fed so much pellets at this time of the year. I told you what happened to your fin. It's a bit red. Come here. See that? Ow! Yeah, maybe I should cut back on the feeding. I ordered some more of that ammonia reagent for my Hana ammonia checker, so I can do more ammonia testing to see if I can see any patterns. A couple of days ago, I started with the ammonia of 0.02, and then after feeding, it was sunny that day. After feeding, it read 0, so I decided to continue with the amount of feeding I've been doing. But seeing this, I might just cut back on the feed sooner than later. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll update you guys soon. Bye bye, take care.